Okay, let's look through the solutions of the word problems that I asked you to look at yesterday. Hopefully everyone got on okay with question 1, but we'll still go through all the solutions of it. They were just 3 different triangles. So for the first one, we had a triangle with 2x plus 5 was one side, 3x was another, and 4x was the third. And we were told that the perimeter was 23. Now there's no units given here. You can call them centimeters or meters or whatever you like if you want. So putting that information together, we know that the perimeter is the 3 sides added together. And when we add them together, we get 23. We've done very similar things to this in area and volume before. Let's add our like terms. 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 4 is 9. 9x plus 5 is equal to 23. Bring the 5 to the other side. 9x is 23 minus 5. So 9x is 18. Divide across by 9. And x is equal to 2. You don't need to show every single step of that, but that's the idea. Then for part B, we have another triangle, similar in shape. 4x minus 1, 10x minus 5, and 2x plus 3. And this time the perimeter is 21 units, whatever the units are. So again, we add the 3 things together, even with their minus signs. 2x plus 3 plus 4x minus 1 plus 10x minus 5. All add together to give us 21. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 10 is 16, 16x. 3 take 1 is 2. 2 take 5 is negative 3. Let me just double check that. So we had a 2. Yep, that's right. Then bring the 3 to the other side. 16x is 21 plus 3. So 16x is 24, and I divide across by 16. So x is 24 over 16, which simplifies to 3 over 2, or 1.5. So it's fine to get fractions in the answers, especially at higher level. Part C then. Again, another triangle, 3x plus 1, 6x minus 2, and 3x plus 1. So it's an isosceles triangle. And we're told that the perimeter is 42. So add them all together. 3x plus 1 plus 3x plus 1 plus 6x minus 2 equal to 42. 3 and 3 and 6 is 12x. 1 and 1 take 2 is 0. So they cancel each other out. Make sure you can see this okay. So 12x is equal to 42. Again, divide across by the coefficient. So x is 42 divided by 12, which simplifies to, and 6 goes into both of them, 7 over 2, or 3.5. Okay, so that was question 1. You might have gotten a little bit confused over the last step with the fractions, but other than that, they were fairly straightforward. Let's look at question 2 then, when we needed to do a little bit more work. So for question 2, the information we were given was that there are 100 seats in the theatre. Sorry, my writing is getting bad, it's cold in here. 100 seats, and ordinary seats cost €20 each, and deluxe seats cost €30 each. So the first thing we're told is that x is the number of ordinary seats. And they want us to write down an expression in x for the number of deluxe seats. So remember what I said yesterday, try it out with some real numbers. If the number of ordinary seats was 10, then the number of deluxe seats would be 90. Where am I getting that from? Well, they told us that there are 100 seats in total, because my total is 100. If the number of ordinary seats was 50, the number of deluxe seats would be 50 as well, because my total is going to be 100. That can't change. If the number of ordinary seats was 70, the number of deluxe seats will be 30. So you can see what we're doing here. I'm subtracting this from 100. So when the number of ordinary seats is x, the number of deluxe seats must be 100 minus x in order for my total to stay at 100 when I add them back together. So when they asked me to write down an expression in x for the number of deluxe seats, it's going to be the total take away the number of ordinary seats. So my deluxe seats are 100 minus x, and that's the answer to part A. If you can do that, you're really most of the way there with a question like this. Now, write an expression in x for the amount of money taken in when all the ordinary seats are sold. So we want the money for ordinary seats. Again, let's come back to real numbers. So if I sold 10 ordinary seats, the money for the ordinary seats would be 10 times 20, because each one costs 20 euro. I'd get 200. If I sold 50 ordinary seats, I'd have 50 by 20. That's 1,000 euro. So following the pattern, if I sell x, I'll have x times 20, or as we write it, sorry, that got a bit blurry, as we write it, 20x. So the money for the ordinary seats in euros will be 20 times x. And finally, we're asked to write an expression in terms of x for the amount of money taken in when the deluxe seats are sold. So again, you could use some values. If I sold 90 deluxe seats, then the money is going to be 30 times 90, or 2,700. If I only sold 30 deluxe seats, it will be 30 by 30, or 900. Now, we're not selling x deluxe seats, however. We're always selling 100 minus x. So the money is going to be 30 times 100 minus x, which we can multiply out the bracket. So the money for my deluxe seats, hopefully you followed that. You can pause it and go back over it if you're not sure. So the money for my deluxe seats is going to be how much each one costs, 30 multiplied by how many of them we have, which is 100 minus x, and we'd multiply out those brackets, 3,000 minus 30x. That's our expression in euro. You can ignore the euros if you want. And the final part of the question then says that the total money was 2,350, and we know that that should be both of those added together. So now we can solve for x, because we can say that 20x plus 3,000 minus 30x is equal to 2,350. So I'm adding the money from the ordinary seats and the money from the deluxe seats together, and I get 2,350. Like terms, 20 take 30 is minus 10 equals 2,350 minus 3,000. So minus 10x is equal to negative 650. And just as always, we divide across by the coefficient and divide across including the sign. You can use your calculator to show this. The minus divided by a minus will give me plus. So x will be 65. So now I know that I sold 65 ordinary seats and 35 deluxe seats. Let's just check if I've answered the question that was asked. Part D, write an equation in x to represent the information above. So we did that. That was part D. And using this equation, calculate how many ordinary seats and how many deluxe seats there were in the theatre. So the question is fully answered there. Okay, so you can see if you break it down step by step, you can put all the information together to help us solve the question. And if you find it hard to jump straight to the expressions in X, try it with some real numbers first in your rough work or on a spare page if you need to. Okay, thank you.